Welcome if you're new and welcome back if you're not. I'm coming to you guys with a sit down chit chat type of video today, and we're going to go over how to get started as a lash artist for under $500. Yes, for under $500. I know you guys probably, see the YouTube channels and the Instagrams and the TikToks of all these glamorous looking lash artists, and those are super fun to watch and definitely something to aspire to. But please don't take that and assume that they all just started that way. 9 times out of 10, we started very small and very modest. And I am definitely one to attest to that. I will show a couple pictures of what my starting points looked like. And I'm proud of where I started versus where I am now. But it's a matter of pacing yourself, and I still have a ton of room to grow. As well as a ton of products that I would like to test out and try amongst creating my own products. So that is soon to come. Yes, we're working on that 2025. This is just going to be for like that bare minimum, get started, but still have like decent quality products, still look like a professional to your growing clientele. So I'm going to have little inserts somewhere, probably over here. And this is my Lash Artist basic necessities. If you guys want me to go into a more glamorous type of setup, then let me know and I can do a separate video on that. Let's get started. There are gonna be a few things that you'll notice that I leave off, such as like a humidifier. So things like that, the reason why I leave those off is because it really depends on your environment. You might not need a humidifier. You might need a dehumidifier. So certain things you're gonna throw in, and I left a little bit of room. That's why I created a price point of under $500, so that at the very least you have like a $500 budget, and whatever items that are missing that your environment might need, you can add on to that and still kind of hit that $500 mark pretty easily, I feel like. So the first item on the list, and this is in no particular order, I'm just looking at what I added to my Amazon cart. So the first thing on my list is a hygrometer. And basically what a hygrometer is something that is going to measure the temperature and the environment and the humidity level in your room. Humidity is super important, and that goes hand in hand with your lash glue. The next thing, this is like everybody knows that you need a rolling cart. A rolling cart is super important as a lash artist. Now you can do a rolling cart, you can do a little table, you can do a little like side dresser. This lash cart, all of these things are from Amazon. This lash cart, the reason why I chose this is because it has a drawer at the top, which is convenient. I don't have a lash cart with a drawer, but it is nice to have that option. If you don't have a lash cart with a drawer, or you can't find one with a drawer, then you can always add things to your lash cart for storage purposes. Like the next thing I have on my list, which is not necessary, well, it kind of is necessary to create a good environment for your clients and something that's cozy and comfortable. So the next one I put up is a fleece blanket. I just feel like you should always have some sort of blanket, something comfy available for your clients. They're gonna be laying on your lash bed or lash recliner for at least 2 hours, but as a beginner, probably longer. The next thing, which is something I recently discovered because I always use dental bibs, is silicone mats. So the reason why I like silicone mats is because A, it's gonna save you money as a lash tech. Going through those dental bibs can get costly, and you'll notice that you're going through them very frequently, and maybe not as frequently in the beginning because you're still building up your clientele. But once you do start progressing, though, it's just going to be a waste of money, to be honest. So I ventured over into the silicone mats, and what I like about the silicone mats is that you can also spray them down with barbicide and you'll be good to go. So you spray them down, let them sit for a few minutes, and then wipe it dry, and you're ready for your next client. And speaking of disinfecting, it is definitely important to also have some barbicide on hand. Be sure that if you are not barbicide certified, you can do that for free on the Barbicide website. That way you know how to properly use your barbicide. And this is all with the assumption that everybody has already taken, whether it be their certification or their licensure for becoming a lash artist. And that's going to be just dependent upon your state and what they require. So make sure you look that up. So the next thing is going to be, you can change these out. It depends on what your preference is, but you're either going to get a recliner or a lash bed. They both have their pros and cons. Okay, it's definitely going to be your preference, but I have changed over from a lash bed to a recliner, and I will say my clients love the recliner. I love the recliner. Up next is Next Care tape, and there are tons of lash tape on the market. I'm just tried and true. I like my Next Care. I feel like it's perfect. It has like the perfect stickiness, but not too sticky. It's not going to pull on your client's lashes, and you can do, it's so versatile. So you can do use it to lift up the eye, so that you can get on the inner corners and the outer corners, and then obviously to lay down the bottom lashes. We're going to discuss lint-free wipes. Now, when I first got started, I didn't use lint-free wipes, but I ran into an issue. My dropper was always being clogged up by the glue, the dried up glue. And that was because I did not wipe off the glue tip. I also like to use my lint-free wipes for wiping up my clients' tears. It soaks up liquid so well. So you can get a huge pack. For example, this is a pack of 540 and it's only $4.99. So you can't beat that. Now we're gonna go over into the micro swabs. When I first started, I didn't technically use micro swabs. I used lip wands, which those are great as well. I added the micro swabs on this list specifically for bonder. We can get into primer later on in this video, but let's just discuss bonder, which is important. That's also going to be another thing you're going to use. But micro swabs are going to only soak up the amount of bonder that you need for that one client. So I feel like a lip wand is just going to soak up too much product, and that's going to be wasteful eventually. Next up are spoolies. Everybody knows we need a spoolie, and you're going to go through tons of spoolies because you're going to use them in shop or in your home or wherever you're performing your services out of, and you're also going to give spoolies to your client. So spoolies are super important to have. Those you can find on Amazon, you can find on Shein, you can find pretty much anywhere. This is a pack of 100 for $3.99. You can also get like a pack of 500 for like $8. Next up is hydrogel patches. You're gonna need a good under eye patch, something that's gonna stick to your client's, skin, as well as be hydrating and not irritating. So I've used this particular brand. I still continue to use it because it's tried and true. I've never had any issues, never had any allergic reactions, never had any complaints, and they don't slip and slide. And obviously we can't apply lashes if we don't have the glue, right? So lash glue is important. Test out lash glue. Test it out on yourself, test it out on your models, test it out on your family members. Somebody who knows that this is with the purpose of testing product, okay? Because your glue can be tricky. I can suggest the glue to you. I use VI's glue, but I can suggest the glue to you, and I've used many glues. However, this is also going to be something that's dependent upon your environment as well as your lash speed. So I like to do like a 0.2, 0.3 drying time, whereas if you're just starting, you might need like 0.5 for dry time. So that's really going to be dependent upon you. But I will say, starting out, for a good price point, VI's and Stacy Lash have pretty decent glues. Bonder. Okay, so now we're rolling back over into bonder. You're going to need a bonder. When I first started, I never used bonder. I always primed lashes. Honestly, I'd say I didn't even put primer on this list. It's not necessary. Please don't use primer anymore. I really don't. So I like the VI's Super Lash Bonder. It's $15.99, but you're literally using 2 drops per client. That's it. So this thing is going to last you as long as you're not dropping it and spilling it like I do. So it's going to last you. What I will say is, depending on what glue you use, I would use that same brand's bonder because they're made for each other. They're made to work with each other. The next thing you're going to need are lash trays. I started off with mixed trays. Now there's no reason for me to get a mixed tray. It really would defeat the purpose. I would run out way too fast. I have way too many clients to just go through mixed trays. It would be a waste of money. So I buy single trays. But I would say, starting off, there's nothing wrong with mixed trays. So maybe I would grab 2 CC curls in classics and then 2 CC curls in volume. Next up is our lash tweezers. So there are plenty of companies that offer an array of tweezers in like a pack. So for instance, I chose the Miss Queen lash tweezers, and you've got two different types of volume tweezers, one classic tweezer, and then 2 isolation tweezers, and I feel like that's a good starting point. It is very important to have good lighting, so you're going to need some sort of overhead lighting, whether that be a regular ring light or one of the moon shaped lights, or there's a ton of different overhead lightings you could use. You also will need, whether you do recliner or a bed, you're going to need a chair or a stool. I found like the most inexpensive chair or stool that I could find on Amazon for $27.79. And with that, we are at the end of our list. The total for your supplies with a lash bed is here. And then the total of your list of supplies with a recliner is here. So it's just gonna be whatever your preference is. I forgot to mention that you will also need a lash adhesive remover. You can do gel, you can do cream, whatever is best for you, but you definitely need a remover. And if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, because you guys, this is my year to take social media just in general serious, like especially YouTube. Like I started on YouTube first. I want to say YouTube and Instagram, and I'm trying to like really be consistent, take it serious. So please engage with me. I've been loving the comments lately. I feel like I've gotten more engagement lately, and that's definitely motivating and exciting. And I appreciate all the questions and the comments and all of that good stuff. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next one.